Generally, you want to concentrate on a calming meditation object. So, refining your breath would be a very calming one. Right? And then just paying attention to a nice, deep, relaxing, soothing breath. So when we talk about anapanasati or mindfulness of breathing, mostly we are observing whatever breath is present. But the Buddha also made it clear that once you understand all of the different breaths, how we breathe, different types of breathing and how it works, what the effects are, then you can intentionally encourage certain types of breathing that will lead to serenity. So that's when we are training. We're actually training in it. It's not just a passive sitting back and watching. In the beginning, that's part of it. And just kind of get out of the way. But then once you understand, when breathing in a particular way leads to serenity, then you can encourage that. You find that breathing in other ways actually leads to stress and tension, fear. Certain patterns of breathing are associated with different mental states. So then you can use that understanding to your advantage. So particularly if you're feeling anxious, just even in the beginning, if it's almost a little forced, it's still within the realm of anapanasati. So breathing in, nice gentle, calm breath. That will have a tranquilizing or calming effect. Mindfulness of breathing really does help to work below the surface. What we see on the surface is one thing, but often the great benefit of breathing and mindfulness of breathing and paying attention, you see, wow, how does that really help? But it really works below the surface because sometimes the obstacles we face have more of a non-verbal origin. And so simply using our thought constructions to try to understand it doesn't reach deep enough. So just breathing, it's surprising how effective it is. Even if we don't exactly see everything, of how it's working, but it does work below the surface of the conscious mind. You don't have to psychoanalyze and understand where everything comes from and originates from. Basically, you just have to know this is what I'm experiencing right now. What do I need to do to bring our mind into balance? So if mind's too agitated, how can we calm it down? The mind doesn't have enough energy, how can we energize it? The mind is fearful, how do we overcome fear? There are different ways. But then at any given time, mindfulness assesses what the current state of the mind is, and then right effort is that which helps to see what is necessary to bring it into balance. That's why you can't just take a one-size-fits-all approach to meditation, because different times, different obstacles, different people will require a slightly different approach. The other way to practice is to intentionally develop wholesome states of mind which kind of overpower the unwholesome or the unpleasant states of mind. So, when that arises, you can do metta meditation. Right? Even if you know, to whatever degree you actually feel sincere metta arising, still you just keep coming back to this intention. You start with yourself. You know, may I be free of anxiety. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. And then, but then also just get away from yourself, and metta towards others, and to keep expanding out. And that can be a very effective way of, instead of going in and trying to root out a particular obstacle, you just sort of develop a wholesome state of mind that it basically kind of pushes it out of your consciousness in a wise way. It's not a repressive way. It doesn't. Repression is basically based on subtle aversion. It's like, I don't want to experience this, so therefore I want to push it out. But if you're actually just developing a wholesome state of mind, you can't have anxiety and metta at the same time. You can't have fear and loving kindness happening in the mind at the same time. They may alternate, but they're mutually exclusive. So every time you have a thought of loving kindness, then at least at that moment, there is no anxiety, or at least it's greatly reduced. Yeah? So that's another valid way to approach it. You just start developing really good habits, and then before you know it, they kind of take over, and habits of anxiety or the roots of anxiety just start to disappear.